everyone. It is Alex here. We are about to start our very first podcast episode of Cats, Chats, and Coffee. I got that right? Or is it Chats, Cats, and Coffee?
I think it's coffee, chats, and caffeine. No.
Oh my god, Cats, Chats, and Coffee. Anyway, hi Liv. How are you doing?
I'm doing so good. So excited. This feels so surreal.
So
How are
excited.
you doing?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But I have my support Squishmallow here, so I think we're good. And we've got some cozy blankets, and we're in matching sweaters almost.
Oh yeah, we are like the ultimate coziness right now.
Yeah.
Does your Squishmallow have a name?
Yeah, her name, she's a hippocorn, which is half hippopotamus, half unicorn, and her name is Hazley.
Hazley, that's cute.
Yeah, she's super ugly, but the uglier the
she's
better.
adorable.
Thank you. She's got wings and a unicorn horn.
But also a hippo face.
Yeah, with two big bucked teeth. So anyway, she's super cute. But
Here for emotional support
Yeah.
as we
we embark
transition.
onto this beautiful, wonderful adventure of podcasting.
Yeah.
Speaking of podcasting, I'm sure people want to know who you are. So why don't you introduce yourself to us?
Yeah. Hello, guys. So my name is Olivia. Olivia with an A. I go by Liv. That's how you will see me introducing myself from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm Liv. I'm a 26-year-old girl living in the HRM, thriving, doing the best that I can right now.
Yeah. You're from PEI, right?
Yeah. From PEI.
Good old island of PEI.
I know.
Shout out to anyone from PEI.
Yeah. Shout out to like my old friends.
The 14 people who live on the island.
Honestly.
All of them your relatives,
I was going
right?
to say, I know every single one of them and what they're doing right now. Or what they did last night.
Yeah,
However
exactly.
that saying goes. Yeah, I'm from PEI, now living in Halifax. I guess a brief little introduction on what I do and who I am.
Yeah, let's figure out, what do you do? Let's tell everyone what you do, Liv.
Let's spill the hot tea.
Yeah, first 25 seconds of the episode 1, and we're going to tell everybody.
I know. I mean, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty anyway, so
Absolutely.
may as well go there. Yeah, so I am a model, adult content creator.
Yeah, explicit content creator.
Explicit content creator.
Yeah, nice way of saying she's a porn star, guys.
Trying to start it off gentle, but we're gonna dive right in. Listen, this is
tell
us.
everyone
This
everything.
is the reality.
What's your social insurance number while we're at it?
May as well share it.
Yeah.
Don't fucking steal my identity. We're cursing on this, right?
Yeah, of course we're
Okay.
cursing. Fuck. There
Yeah.
we go.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
I mean, a lot of people have so far, right? So.
Yeah. Yeah, to wrap that up, adult content creator, pursuing photography as well. But yeah, that's me. All in one.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
Nice.
I think they want to hear about you now, Alex.
I'm not quite as exciting as that.
No,
I
come
am
on.
not an adult content creator,
Yet.
but I am a content creator. Don't say that. Mom and Dad are listening. I'm not. Yeah, I'm a content creator in the digital marketing space. But yeah, my name is Alexandria Smith. So I go by Alex or Alexandria, or if you are one of the 6 people in my life who call me Mingy, you can call me that. That's tattooed on my body. We might get into that one day.
Cutest nickname.
Yeah, so I'm Alex. I am 34 years old. I actually had to take a second to be like, how old am I now? Oh my God.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how even though I'm 34, I feel like I'm 20. I don't know if other millennials in their 30s listening right now feel that way.
Oh, for
but
sure.
I definitely wake up every day having to be reminded that I am 34 years old. But yeah, I'm 34 again. Like I haven't said that 15 times already.
Yep.
And
And you're from here?
I'm from here. I was born and raised right here in good old Bedford. Maybe not tell everybody what my street address is or
Yeah,
anything.
we're getting a little too in depth.
No, in the HRM.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lived in Edmonton for 5 years and moved back in 2019. A whole story about that, but
Which
yeah, I'm
we
here
will get
now.
into.
Yeah, definitely get into that. But yeah, as I work for myself, I am a contractor / consultant, which means I have clients. Shout out to my 2 awesome clients, Love you guys. But yeah,
Carrying me along.
Yeah. Thanks for paying me to help run your business.
Yeah.
But,
and start this podcast.
Yeah, and start this podcast. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, and yeah, that's me in my nutshell.
Yeah. I mean, this is us, and you're gonna get the realest, most authentic version of both of us here, and yeah, we're excited for you guys to be along for the ride.
Yeah.
Bear with us because there's going to be lots of giggles and
yeah, I gotta get these out of our system.
I know.
For sure.
We're so excited, but we are unbelievably nervous about this as well.
Yeah.
In the best way possible.
Why are we nervous? Why do you think we're so nervous? What is it about talking into a big fuzzy microphone across from one of your friends that makes you so nervous?
I think it's because we know where this is going. We already know, like, this is such a small step for us. We're recording, well, I shouldn't say a small step. This is a huge step for us. This has been, like, under construction for months and months and months. Like, we've had this idea and we've been pursuing it for quite some time now. And I think why we're shitting our pants at the moment,
figuratively and literally,
yeah, is because, yeah, like, we're finally taking that step to create this and put this out into the world, which we've been so excited about doing. But yeah, it's just very surreal now.
Yeah, I think honestly, like, being vulnerable is going to be really tough, especially because, like, I'm not as open on social media as you are in the way of showing my true self. And
your body.
And my real everything. So I think, I am opening up, and I have been opened over the years, but yeah, I definitely feel like you guys are gonna get to know us on a completely different level, and
Truly.
That's a little scary. And obviously you're opening yourself up for judgment, and criticism, and obviously support and praise. And Xavier, my cat, just jumped up on Liv's chair right now, and she's dying because
we don't have the closest friendship yet, but we're working on it. So this is a big step.
Hi. Yeah, anyone who's ever come over and hung out probably knows Xavier is a little bit, let me just say this, he's orange. I think
the orange cat.
Yeah. That's
everyone knows what that means.
Yeah, he's got thumbs and he's orange, and yeah. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, I think this is going to be exciting and really big. But let's talk about the name. Let's get into the Chats, Cats, and Coffee, which, yes, sounds...
Cats, Chats, and Coffee?
Cats, Chats, and Coffee. Why am I messing this up?
She's literally said the name perfect every day before this, and then the second we start recording, she's like,
what is the name?
Let
Triple
me try...
C.
Yeah, Triple C is going to be our nickname for this.
We can call it Triple C, because clearly I can't get my brain together. But let's talk about the coffee part of it, I guess, because that's going to be a big part... Not a big part, a part of this, each episode, talking about coffee for coffee lovers out there. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the coffee side of things?
Totally. I mean, obviously you guys know our name is Cats, Chats, and Coffee. So we're definitely going to be involving cats and coffee and chats in many ways. But one of the ways that we want to implement coffee into this is... we just want to try local coffee here and, like, explore that a lot more. There's so many incredible cafes and coffee shops and, just even, like, restaurants in general. But we really want to implement that into our episodes by trying different places, trying different drinks. Today we picked up some coffee from Cafe Lara.
Well, you picked it up because I did not get my ass out of this apartment yet today.
I did. I wasn't going to expose you like that, but...
She brought it to me.
Yeah. Coffee bitch.
Cafe Lara. Where is Cafe Lara?
Cafe Lara is on Agricola, so I guess it's, like, in between downtown and North End. It was actually my first time there today, and I didn't share a video with you. I'm sorry about that.
I was so mad. I was like, did you take a video? She's like, no.
Listen, I was trying to grab 2 coffees and a bagel at the same time. It was a lot.
Oh, yeah, and she didn't bring me a bagel.
I know. I'm such a fucking dick. Anyway, adorable inside. It's super cute.
Yeah.
Highly, highly recommend. It would be a great spot to, like, do, like, your study or workout of for sure, which we will definitely be having a work date there in the future. So I'm sure you guys will see some of that content over on our Instagram. But yeah, great service. The people are super friendly. So I got a oat milk chai latte, and Alex got a oat milk vanilla latte.
Yeah, how was it?
I've definitely had better chai lattes. I'm pretty new to the chai latte fam, and I needed a hot drink this morning because, you know, it's a little chilly out.
Definitely
Just wanted to be
chilly.
like warm and cozy, but I think I needed like straight espresso.
Yeah. I mine was okay as well. Mine definitely was. I mean, if you don't like sweet, if you like sweet, then maybe this wouldn't be for you. It wasn't super sweet. Must have been like a sugar-free vanilla syrup, but yeah, it was okay. It makes it different too because you came from Halifax into Bedford and obviously cooled down a little bit. But
yeah, it was like a 15-20 minute drive after I picked up the coffees out here, and then we heated them back up.
Yeah. So, but it was good. I mean, we still drank it. So yeah. Part of what the coffee part of things will be, we want to be able to give back to kind of, or like showcase or support local businesses. And if you're from the HRM, even if you're not, every corner of this city either has a pizza shop or a cafe, and I think there's been like 3 that have opened in the last week here. So we definitely think that being able to talk about a new spot each episode, what we drank, give it a rating, let people know to check it out or to not check it out if that's the case. And also, a lot of people like to listen to podcasts while they're sitting at a coffee shop and doing their work with their headphones on. And maybe you're one of those people right now and you have a spot in the HRM that you think we should go check out. We can definitely do that as well. And pick a different drink and try it out and see.
Yeah, please share like your ideas and whatnot, because we have a pretty big list of coffee shops that we want to try, and kind of share with you guys here, I guess, and just a bunch of different drinks that we want to try as well.
Yeah.
But we are always open to recommendations, because who doesn't want just like some good shit coffee?
I know. I mean, I think we need it to be able to record these episodes.
The whole society is like running on that right now.
Caffeine. Yeah. So that's awesome. Yeah. So I think the other thing that I want to make sure we mention here is like, even though the name is Cats, Chats, and Coffee, I'm literally staring at our mug right now that says Cats, Chats, and Coffee.
I love it.
It's not really actually about coffee, and it's not actually about cats. Like, we do have some ideas of things that we want to do, giving back to the community, involving people, being able to showcase to things that we have passion for, so like animals, animal welfare, which we'll get into at some point. But yeah, I think for us, between Liv and I, we both own 5 cats. She has 3, a little bit more of a crazy cat person than me.
Hey, only by 1 technically.
I have 2. And yeah, like, even though I'm a dog person, love my cats. You guys will probably see them all over my Instagram, but yeah, just something that is passion for both of us. And who doesn't love a good alliteration? I mean, Triple C, Cats, Chops, and Coffee.
It flowed. We were back and forth with the name for so long.
Yeah.
And then I think like pretty much as soon as you mentioned that one, we both of us were like, hey.
That felt like it fit.
It fit us totally, and it made sense. And with, like Alex mentioned, with our ideas, like, we do have a lot of future ideas of things that we really want to implement and like utilize this podcast to create. And it's really exciting. We can't wait to like get to that point in the journey and share it with you guys and everything. But yeah, there's a lot more to it than just the fact that we're crazy cat ladies or caffeinated.
So if you are listening and thinking, oh my god, I hate cats, or I don't drink coffee, I'm a tea person, totally fine. The whole point of this will be around the chats part.
Yeah.
We definitely will be getting more in depth on that side of things. The cats and coffee part was just a nice little sandwich to squish in the chats part together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can move on to basically like why what the episode today will be, for everyone probably wondering, is kind of just a overview of like why we're doing this.
Why we're here.
Yeah, we're very aware that, you know, people's probably thinking at the end of the day, like, another podcast, who thinks they can do a podcast? Everyone and their neighbor, my aunt does a podcast in her basement, like, let's, you know, everyone thinks that they can just run a podcast, and we know that we're probably going to come across as just another podcast. So why don't we talk a little bit about like what this episode's going to be about? It's mostly going to break down why we wanted to do this.
Totally.
I think it's really important to start off by sharing that whole piece so people can kind of not just get to know us and be a part of the story and the journey, but understand like where it came from and why it got started. So why don't you tell us like why is doing this something you want to do? That was a very weird way of asking
that. Was totally,
that.
Like, I could think of 1,000 other ways to ask me that, but
girl.
no, you're good. Listen, the butterflies are still flowing. We're still...
How did you want to do what there was? All right.
Listen, I know what you're asking. So like Alex mentioned, introducing ourselves, but also explaining to you really why we're here, what we want to come from this, and what it's fulfilling for us, I guess, is like the thing. Right. Like it's a lot more than just starting a podcast. So yeah, I guess I'm going to speak for myself, but I know this kind of touches on both of us. I personally just noticed that I've gotten to a place in my life where I'm doing a lot of great things. I'm happy with a lot of the things that I'm doing and pursuing in my life, but I don't feel the fulfillment that I want to feel day to day. And I don't feel like I'm giving back in the way that I'm supposed to, and that I'm building my connection or my community in the way that I'm supposed to yet. I haven't really learned exactly what that is, so I think this is kind of like our first stab at it. We, again, kind of speaking for myself here, but referring to both of us, I have a lot to say. Can you tell? We don't really shut up. One of the things immediately from our friendship is we spoke and talked like so. It's just easy for us. We have a lot to say. We have a lot of stories, so much relatability as well, which we're hoping by sharing all of these stories and sharing our experiences, like, we're going to give you guys the sense of relatability as well. So I guess this is going to be fulfilling in many, many ways. It's a place to speak up, share our truth, share our experiences and our stories, but also to connect further with people. It's going to be therapeutic for us, and we're hoping it'll be therapeutic for people listening in. But yeah,
well said.
Add to that, because I
Girl,
know
that's great. That sounds so lovely.
Thank
I'm
you.
tuning in. Like, I have to listen now.
Oh, I'm gonna be listening to our first episode, like in the shower or something.
Who are these girls?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, Jesus, Liv, shut the fuck up.
No, I love it. That's so great. I feel the same way. Like, I think, obviously, for me, it, you know, being a little bit older than you, I have...
How much older, Alex?
Yeah, girl, 8 years older. Although I look like your younger sister.
She definitely does.
Just kidding.
Minus the fact that she's taller than me.
Yeah, I'm like 8 feet tall.
You're... Okay. Now
I'm
she's
not,
just
actually
being dramatic.
So yeah, I think for me, I have had a lot of life experience. People probably don't know that about me, or know a lot, and some that do are probably sitting there shaking their heads, you know, up and down right now, being like,
they know.
Yeah, so I've gone through a ton of stuff, from losing people really early to a lot of abuse, to moving across the country and back again, to health issues and things like that.
Heavily traumatic experiences.
Yeah, just, you know, life, I guess. And
Totally.
For me, I think that storytelling has always been the way that I can work through these things. I've written poems or small short stories ever since I was little. And the way that I dealt with a lot of stuff would be through like a creative outlet.
We all need one of those, right?
Yeah, I was lucky that I was never the kind of person to, go take alcohol or do a bunch of drugs and stuff and to cope. And I know for a lot of people that is a really important part of their life when it comes to trying to deal with crappy things that life throws you. But for me, it was always talking and doing really nerdy stuff, innocent stuff, although we'll get into other things that I did for coping, which is not that great. But regardless, I think, the time felt right. I did lose my job of 6 years, almost 6 years recently, which we'll talk about. And Liv actually just recently came into my life within the last year. So
yeah, very recent.
Yeah. So I think for me, it felt like I had been talking to my mom. Shout out, Mom. Hey, biggest supporter.
Thanks for being here.
Anyway, so she had been pushing me for the last few years since I moved home. I moved back home in 2019. Right. And which again, prior to pandemic, whole story.
Oh God,
which we'll get into. But yeah, she had said after we talked a lot, like, you should start a podcast. You have so much to say, and like, not to toot my own horn, she was really great about telling me like I'm very articulate and I have a lot to give back as far as like wanting to help people. And I think for me, feeling like I lost a lot of my purpose, which nice little alluding
shameless
into
plug.
What we're going to be talking about in the next episode. But yeah, I think I definitely feel like this is the time to be able to share stories, to give back, to help people, to relate to people, to network, to meet people. Like, we want to get out there. We want to meet people. We want you guys to feel like you're not alone, and if you're dealing with really crappy things, because at the end of the day, what are our themes? What is the podcast going to be about? Like,
yeah, that's a great question.
What would you say is the top 3 categories that we'll probably be talking about?
God, how do we even put it into 3 categories? Because I know we're gonna be all over the place. I feel like if we could say 3 categories, it'd be like live, Alex, and life. No, but for real, like self-development.
Yeah, self-development, self-improvement.
Yeah.
Mental health.
Definitely. Yeah.
Spirituality.
Like, spirituality would be the next one.
Huge. And then like every other category, from like career, fitness, sex,
business,
like all the
sex,
things,
relationships, all of it.
Basically, to traumatized girlies trying to heal, and
we want to be your trauma mamas.
Come on the journey with your 2 trauma mamas. Your
come
local
join
trauma
us.
mamas.
We're all traumatized here.
You're all traumatized. The world is traumatized right now.
I think that's a good point that I quickly want to mention too, is like, especially after COVID and everything that we've gone through and everything that we're going through right now as a collective, I feel like more now than ever, the world needs more of this. Yeah. More people like speaking up, sharing their authentic selves, but also trying to build a community and trying to connect closer with people. It's comical saying this because we're literally chilling like in Alex's apartment, just the 2 of us. And like, it feels, we don't see the community aspect of it yet. I mean, minus the support on Instagram already. Thank you for that, guys. We really appreciate it.
Go follow us at Cats, Chats, and Coffee podcast. Cats, Chats, and Coffee.
I think it's just, we have so many like
passwords.
I know. Oh my God. Like, it's a whole other thing to keep up with that besides like your own personal shit as well.
Cats, Chats, and Coffee.
That's it.
On
okay.
Instagram.
Yeah. Check us out, guys. Follow us there.
Please do.
You'll see all the updates and all the stuff about all of our episodes coming up and whatnot there as well.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
No, my God,
your
not at all.
Beautiful speech that I just like randomly plugged in our Instagram
just to
handle.
butcher our name again.
I know, God, jeez. Okay, continue with that beautiful sentiment, Liv.
No, I really just, all I wanted to touch on there is I feel like the world as a collective needs this more than anything. Both of us individually need this based on where our lives are right now, abso-fucking-lutely. But at the same time, I think the reason we feel this energy so strongly and why we felt such a pull to finally pursue this together, like, we really, the second we came up with the idea and like chat about it, we're like, do
you remember?
We were on the beach.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. We were laying on our stomachs.
Yep.
Staring
and
at
Alex
each
was
other.
like, oh, I've always wanted to start a podcast. And I was like, fuck off. I've always wanted to start a podcast too.
Yeah.
And
we were like, let's start a podcast. You know how many times girls do that? Like, you guys are probably sitting there being like, you can remember a time where you're in your living room with a glass of wine with your girlfriends,
Yeah.
and then you come up with like an invention.
Oh, yeah.
Or you're having like talking about a
let's start this business.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my god, we should start X, Y, and Z,
Yeah.
or we should, and like you even go as far as like planning it out on a napkin, drawing it up. I know so many people who are like, oh yeah, I had this amazing invention or this amazing idea, and if I just would have done it, I'd be a billionaire. And you know, I think at the end of the day, regardless of where this goes, like the fact that we're sitting here just doing it, I am so proud of you.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm so proud of us, like both of us individually, but together, like we really, you guys do not know how much time and energy has gone on like behind the scenes for this. And you know, like we still have our own lives. We still have all this other.
You definitely do.
Listen, girl.
Just kidding.
We have other shit going on in our lives. Some good shit, some bad shit, all the shit. It's all there.
And it's not, okay, like it's also not going to be depressing and heavy. Like, let me just tell you, I have an episode idea where we were going to be talking about zombies and the apocalypse.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I'm obsessed. Like,
are y'all ready for this?
Yeah, I just finished The Walking Dead's 11th season, and I have not stopped talking about it. I am the biggest zombie nerd and, like, low-key survivalist.
She's got her apocalyptic gear literally from Amazon, like delivered in the past week.
Expensive, girl. Like,
all I know
is through it.
I was gonna say the first place I'm going, like if there's an apocalypse, is Alex's. Bedford, guys. She lives in Bedford.
Yeah. Tell them my street. Don't tell them my street address.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, no. It's gonna be fun and funny and definitely not. I mean, life is both beautiful and difficult and confusing and wonderful and horrible all at the same time.
Yeah,
and it is, you know, I think something else that we should touch on is the fact that we struggled really hard with trying to figure out what our niche was.
Yeah, because how do we box this into one thing when we have so many ideas that we want, and like our stories, right? Like we're going to be sharing our experiences and stuff that we've gone through, and like we are going to touch on everything.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think it's a great representation of like life in general. Like we don't fit into a box.
Totally.
And I think that's why you and I jive so well. What am I, 80? That's why we work so well together. It's because we feel and have felt like sort of the black sheep, which I mean, at least for me, it's I think from the outside looking at me, you know, I'm tall with blonde hair and blue eyes, and I come
She's
from
a bombshell.
Don't. Thank you. But I
just literally grodies laughed into that.
Yeah, I could feel your spit coming across the
room.
room.
Shut up. You spit on me 3 times already today.
I did, yeah. So yeah, and I come from a great family, obviously, you know, we're middle class, random suburban family, but
as an outsider looking in,
know.
People would assume like, oh, she's she's 34, she's got a beautiful apartment, she's got it all figured out, she's good, but there's so much like behind the scene. she seriously, she needs help. But that's the whole purpose of this, right? Is to kind of show people, and like I'm just gonna pull myself into this as well. Like people look at my Instagram and they see me all put together, makeup, modeling, like I don't know, people will look at you and they will already have an idea of like what your life looks like, and we are automatically going to assume that people have their shit together more often than they do, when in reality we are all struggling. We are all fucking going through it.
I think, you know, it's time to take the masks off. It is time to just be real and open and share, you know, what makes you you. And going back to this box thing, like if we don't fit into a box, then how do you fit a podcast into a box? You can't.
There's no
And I think the theme of 2023 is like, you are the niche. I saw that on a TikTok recently.
Yes.
This girl had posted about, I don't know what it was. Like it was maybe a marketing video. I get served a lot of those, but
I think you sent me this video.
Yeah, she had just basically said like, you know, for the last few years, people are boxing themselves into like, let's just use like a murder podcast. I'm sure a lot of you guys listen to murder podcasts. I don't know, women in their 30s love murder. Like,
Listen, I'm not in my 30s yet, but so am I. I'm obsessed
like,
with it.
It's crazy. But it's, we're not just that, or we're not just sex and relationships. I mean, we're going to get into some Tinder stories, some Hinge dates, some horrible experiences. Definitely talk about all that. So stay tuned for those
sex
juicy stories. But at the end of the day, I think we are just going to cover anything and everything. And if something resonates, great. If it doesn't, that's totally fine too.
Yeah, and that's another thing is, like, because we're not going to be in one box and we're going to be sharing so many, like, a variety of our different stories, is you're going to find a bunch of episodes that you relate to, and they're going to be all over the place. Yeah,
fingers crossed. No, fingers and toes crossed.
I'm literally putting it out there right now as we speak.
Manifest that, girl.
Yeah, fuck yes. But also, there's probably going to be episodes where you're like, I don't relate to this whatsoever, or I don't understand how these girls' brains work, or I have never experienced that, or anything like that. But I think that's kind of the beauty in both of us as well, is we have so many differences, but they come together as relatability.
Yeah, totally. I think that that's the best part of all of this. And at the end of the day, if our moms are just our listeners, then thanks,
Hi, Mom.
Right. What's your mom's name? Michelle. Hey, Michelle.
What's it, Jacqueline?
Yeah, girls. Yeah, I look like the shittier
Hi,
friend now.
Jacqueline. I haven't even met your mom yet, and I'm like, hey, I'm starting a podcast with your daughter.
But regardless, even if it was just our two moms listening, I am completely fine with that, because, one person supporting us is enough.
Yeah, if we help one person, like, we feel that, right?
Totally.
And like I mentioned earlier, like, this is therapeutic for us. We get to, like, talk with a close girly and just get cozy and
drink some coffee.
Yeah, sometimes it'll be wine.
I was just about to say, we have an episode, like, it is going to be the 3 a.m.
Oh, God. It's not going to be 3 a.m.
Yes,
she
it's
thinks that I'm going to be at
3 a.m. episode.
No.
Drinking and spilling all the juice. But anyway, so I think that we are gonna wrap it up here pretty soon.
Yeah, I feel like we gave you guys a full-blown spectrum of, just like the different things that you can expect to hear from us moving forward.
Just a little extension of the trailer.
Yeah, basically. I mean, we're already like probably 30 minutes into this, which is good. Listen, we already know that we can talk a lot, and we are gonna do that. So
we'll try to keep them pretty. But regardless, this episode was really just about kind of introducing ourselves really high level, talking about what was our calling, why did we feel called to this, obviously we barely touched on that, but we will be touching on that within each episode that we put out there, and our Instagram content, and sharing more about our lives and stuff. I think that it is going to be fun and terrifying and exciting, but we really hope that you guys listen and tune in and, feel connected to what our little mouths have to say. Well,
big mouths at this point. Big ass
mouths have to say.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good, and we're super excited for you guys to be here and, like, listening.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up.
Let's do it.
We're going to give you guys a little insight into what our next episode is going to be like.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're planning to do weekly episodes, so stay tuned for that. Kind of pop back in every week and see. You'll hear a lot from us. Honestly, we have so much content to share with you. But pulling back. Our next episode, we're going to be diving in a little bit deeper into how Alex got specifically to where she is right now. Kind of her path that led her to getting to this point of wanting to start a podcast. I guess it would be everything about Alex leading up to when I first met her, and when we first decided, like, well, not everything, but you know what I mean, because we obviously can't fit all that.
Yeah.
But the gist of it, a lot of our first few episodes will be giving you, like, the startup of the stories, and then
I think, I mentioned about my job, so that's going to be a big piece of that. Finding your purpose after everything falls apart.
Having like the rug ripped out from under
Yeah.
you at 33,
Yeah.
thinking, like we said earlier, looking at her like she's got her life together, right?
Yeah.
Feeling that stability and then losing it all of a sudden.
Yeah, what do you do when you feel like you
Yeah.
wake up one day and everything you thought was one way becomes another?
Yeah, but also the biggest blessing at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. So
We would not be here right now doing this if that.
it was for that, for
It
sure.
was,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we'll talk a little bit more about me, my story, and basically getting into finding your purpose, especially being a childless, single, 30-something-year-old woman in a small town after COVID and all
Yeah.
the wonderful things that have been happening lately.
Yeah, there will be so many women, people just in general, who will be able to relate to that as well,
You're
though.
such a cutie patootie.
Oh, patootie.
Anyway, okay. Well, anyway, we want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in to this rant of an episode. Again, not specific theme. Basically,
Just
the
off the
takeaway.
whim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
off the cuff. This is great. Taking away what to kind of expect coming up in the future. And we hope you guys get excited and
Yeah. Stay tuned for episode 2
Yeah.
because each episode you'll get a little bit more into us, and we're so excited to
you'll
share
get
that.
Into us. Yeah, I'll get
inside
into you. Well, maybe Liv, not me. But,
Hey, that makes me sound awful.
But yeah, no. Jokes aside, let's stop talking.
Yeah, I feel like we got to cut it there. But yeah, stick around for episode 2. We are so, so grateful to be doing this journey with you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
We did it.
Oh God, no, the water.
The water? Oh, Jesus. That's her second time spilling.
Could you imagine if that whole thing didn't record?
Stop it.